everybody. How's it going? I hope you all had a fantastic, Labor Day. Fun story. Why is Labor Day in the 9th month of the year? It is the celebration of the labor pains before Christmas, before the birth of the new year. At least that's how I understand it. Because this is the very first job I've ever worked where my labor has been rewarded with a day off. Usually I have to work Labor Day, but hey, it's to celebrate me, right? Yeah, right. I don't know really what I want to talk about. I guess I probably want to harp on the same old story, which is that I don't understand grown adults, senior citizens, in many instances, just partaking in the most childish, juvenile, those are synonyms, cult-like behavior with this politics thing. I spoke to my 74-year-old uncle last night, and he's by far the most wealthy person I know, and probably the most intelligent person I know. Yet he plays this personality game with politicians as though he actually knows them. It's so weird. He kept trying to convince me to vote for Harris. And I kept telling him, Uncle, I don't do that, because if I cast my vote, I cast my name, and I give my permission for every bomb that person drops on a family's home in some country I will never go to and have never wanted to do me harm. I will not co-sign that. I've never voted, and I never will. I think in today's society, voting is possibly the most repugnant action one can take, because you know the evils that are done. You know prior to going into that voting box, the evils that are done in the name of politics, and in the name of freedom, and in the name of democracy, and all of this bullshit. You know the evil shit that they do. You've seen the pictures of the dead children. You've seen the outcomes of war. And still, for some insane reason, you cast your name. You cast your name in the hopes that this time will be better. For some reason, against all logic and all thought, you think that your vote this time will change something. That you've somehow managed to pick the one right choice for America, the one that'll save us all. You picked him. Even though for your entire life you've seen politicians do nothing but rob you of your rights, your wealth, your health, your family. Think about how insane it is that politics can split up families. That same uncle that I was talking about, he no longer speaks to my father, somebody he considered to be his best friend. All thanks to politics. That to me is insane. What are we doing? And I try to impress upon him, just as I do to my dad, who is vehemently Republican. This is only serving to divide us. Politics will never serve you. It will only serve your masters. And by voting, you are admitting that you need a master. I don't care if you think that's egotistical, because that's not what it is. I've seen the evils that are done by those so-called masters. And if I am their subservient, that means I am worse than them, and I'm not. Never would I bomb a neighborhood in the Middle East just because they don't want to engage in our central banking scam. Never would I even dream of doing that. That's a nightmare. Who would do that? Politicians. Politicians would do it with your permission. You give permission for every evil done, and you gloat about it. You wear a little fucking sticker on your chest saying that you voted. You signed over your free will to these politicians so that they can spend your money buying missiles and bombs and poisons. Filling your water with fluoride in the name of health. You guys don't understand how insane this society is because you're just as insane as this society. I asked a very really unimpactful question on a Reddit community the other day. It was on r/Arkansas. My ex-wife wants to move my children to Arkansas. And I asked them, does a specific town, would you move there from Minnesota? I don't really like Minnesota, but I really don't think that this is a good move for my children given a whole slew of reasons, personal reasons. But I got called insane for having the views that I just went on about. I got called, oh, don't worry about him, he's just a crazy person. Literally, that was said to me. Because I don't support the status quo. Because I support something a little more impactful than the status quo. A little more morally upright. You people cast your votes for sex offenders, for people you know to be sex offenders, for terrorists, for tyrants. You cast your vote with the excuse that it's the lesser of two evils. Chop off that first word. The first two words. You have two evils, and you are picking one. What does that make you? That either makes you evil, which I don't really think you are. Most of you are not evil. Or it makes you pathetic. And that you are. You know why you're pathetic? You're pathetic because you can't stand on your own conscience. You're pathetic because you need politicians to dictate back to you your ethics and what you believe. And you're pathetic because when those same politicians violate your very most fundamental rights, you are powerless to defend yourself against it. You're not actually powerless, but you believe yourselves to be, and that is pathetic. Land of the free, home of the brave, sure. I don't know a single brave person. I don't know a single person besides myself who will say, and I'm not brave, okay? I'm not brave. You watch that video with the cop. I was shaking in fear. I'm not a brave person. But what I see out here, I detest. I see scars on the land that we are charged thousands and thousands of dollars every year to maintain. I see food being poisoned by pesticides that I'm forced to subsidize. That was a bar. And I don't like it. I won't participate. And I think that anybody who does participate, I think you're broken. And I think you're hopeless. And I don't share a nationality with you. I don't share values with you. I don't share my sight with you. I don't share vision, hearing. I don't share senses with you. I don't share anything with you. You have given up your humanity. You have sold it to demons, to people you know to be demons. And that is repugnant. That is pathetic and it's repugnant, and I'm done with it. Behind every blade of grass hides a coward in this country. The people that are paid by our tax dollars to protect and serve us, what do? They rape us. They accuse us of the very same things that they do, yet they hide behind qualified immunity for doing. And you people fucking still support them. Who are you? What are you? You are not human. You are human. I can't say that. But you don't present yourself as such. You present yourself as a dog. As somebody who needs a higher authority to dictate what is or isn't right. You have been trained like a Pavlovian dog to drool every 4 years, every time they tell you, oh, we need hope, we need joy. Any of these juvenile catchphrases that they use, and you clap like seals. Ah! When did that happen? I know when it happened. It happened at 9/11. It happened when everybody got a bumper sticker saying, United we stand. United we stand. At what? Stand for what? What do we stand for? We stand for annihilating countries, for robbing them of their wealth. Why do you think every time there's a financial crisis in the United States, we go to war? It's because we're just stealing everything from them. We just wreck countries and we take their goods and their wealth and their drugs. Most importantly, their drugs, okay? That is most important, because without those drugs, you wouldn't be addicted and complacent. But we take all of that and then, ooh, look at that, the dollar went up. The dollar went up, and you people thank the politicians that killed your brother's baby in the Middle East over money that you don't need, that none of us really need. Where's the end? Where do you see this leading? Where do you see your obedience getting you? I've been pretty hip, so to speak, since 9/11 at least, because I saw the Patriot Act for what it was. I was 16 in 2001, so I was 18 in 2003. I think that's when the Patriot Act got signed. No, that doesn't make sense. 15. I was 15, 16, 17. So 17. Either way, I was young, but I saw they were calling it the Patriot Act, and it was the most unpatriotic thing I had ever heard. They wanted you to rat on your neighbors, on your families, and they called that United We Stand. And you people fucking lapped it up like honey and clapped like seals. How pathetic. I think that's the word of the day. Anyway, to all my subscribers, you know this isn't to you. I know you feel the same way. I know that we're getting to a boiling point. Sometimes a guy just has to rant. But here's the reality of it. This isn't going to change with words. We have history to show us that. Words don't change anything. Words will avail us nothing. Because in order for words to work, the people hearing them need to value what you have to say, and they don't. They don't. They value power. And they have most of us thinking that they hold the power, when in reality, they only hold it right here. Government is fiction. Their power is fiction. You hold 100% of the power. I don't care if they did get rid of the guns. Even the countries that have no guns, the people still outnumber. Even, if 100% of their military fought against the people, they're still greatly outnumbered. They can't do anything without permission. They get your permission for everything every time you vote. Now, I don't think that not voting will, if I somehow got everybody to not vote, I don't think that would necessarily change things, but it gets a point across. That we are no longer their slaves. And I do not think that I can get everybody to not vote, because people are addicted to their slavery. But I do think that I can get the few and the proud to realize where we are and what needs to be done in the near future, politically, of course, right? It's not, but we'll pretend it is for censorship. What needs to be done by the few and the proud in the next few years, these people need to be arrested. Let's just put it like that. They need to be locked up where they put us, where they put our children, where they put our parents for plants. They need to experience our life. And until that happens, the boot is just going to keep coming down. Go read the last line of 1984. That is where we are. I don't know if it's actually the last line, but it's really the last sentiment into the book. And think it is the last line. A boot constantly stomping on humanity. I destroyed that quote, but that's what it means. Anyway, I appreciate you being here. I hope I got through to somebody. I know there's plenty of you out there that know this in your heart, but can't necessarily get it through to your head. Get there, okay? We don't have a lot of time. And what you know to be true usually is.